Hello, good afternoon. This is Jane sending you this message from beautiful Ubud. I have just finished an impactful journey. I did an hour and a half breath work here at Karma House together with Giovanni from Medicine of Breath. I met Giovanni 3 months ago maybe, and I discovered that he was Colombian. As many of you know, I am also Colombian. I was born in Colombia. I'm Swiss, but I was born in Colombia. And today was his last breath work in Bali, as he's leaving back tomorrow to United States. And of course, I wanted to support him and attend the breathwork session. When I woke up this morning, I realized we were the 23rd of October, and tomorrow would have been my mother's birthday. My mother still has a twin sister. Her name is Dearest, and she will have her birthday tomorrow, but my mother died some years ago, so unfortunately I would not be able to celebrate it with her. And I woke up this morning feeling the urge to allow myself to dig into the feeling of mourning, as I didn't mourn her death. I didn't take the time to really understand the feeling, welcoming it, and letting it go. I have been always avoiding any discussion regarding her death, and I realized while talking to my children that they needed me to talk about her. They needed me to honor her and bring her memory alive by sharing some souvenirs and experiences I or we would have lived together with her. So I sent them a message this morning asking them to make themselves available to have a little praying ceremony, the three of us, anytime when they would come back to school. As they are in Europe, it will only be later for me tonight. So I came to this breathwork session feeling it was high time to bring in all those feelings I had numbed and to allow myself to feel every single one of them. And so the music started. As always, Giovanni is having amazing music. The lyrics are top notch. And breathing in, breathing out, trying not to have my mind coming into the process. When a thought arose, I was just welcoming it and letting it go as soon as it arrived. Trying to imagine I was blowing it into a balloon, putting it into the balloon, closing the balloon, and letting the balloon go wherever it has to, but at least leave my mind. And so I was quite fast able to go back to the feelings and emotions and facts and souvenirs and events. And I heard her voice, which was absolutely beautiful to hear her talking to me. I heard her favorite music. I was sitting in her car while she was driving me to school. I was enjoying her amazing dishes. She was really an amazing cook. And I was feeling all those childhood souvenirs, and I was digging deep into them and enjoying feeling nourished and nurtured and loved. And I talked to her and I told her I could feel her warmth and her voice and her hands caressing me, and her warnings when I was leaving at night, her telling me, be careful, come back on time, call me if there's any problem, her being quite worried. She had a different personality as I have, so quite worried for me, always making the best, always trying her best. Those were the first souvenirs that came. And then I realized how lucky I was, because she came together with my father all the way to Colombia to adopt me in Cali. So she was the mother who the second mother who brought me to life and to a beautiful life together with my father. And I felt I needed to tell her from the bottom of my heart how thankful and grateful I was for everything she did for me, everything she gave up for me, everything she created for me, and everything she envisioned for me. It was an absolutely amazing feeling. And I was laying on my mattress, my eyes closed, warm, very, very warm tears started to run out of my eyes. And they were so beautiful. And just at that moment when one was coming very, very, very slowly, I could feel the pace, the very, very steady pace. I heard Giovanni's voice saying, if those tears could talk, what would they say? And it brought a huge smile on my face. Like, wow, I felt released. I felt I could surrender in this feeling without feeling any guilt, without feeling any unwanted feeling. It was just surrendering, reliving the moment. Sometimes my imagination was working a lot, so creating some memories and just remembering the beauty of my childhood, of my teenagers years. And then as many teenagers, you start having arguments or disagreeing with your parents, and this happened to me. So I went to live with my father for a while, and I left my mother's house, and I was able to explain to her with little words why I had to go through those processes, why I had to live those experiences, and how it made me grow each and every step of the way. And then I saw myself having my first child, having my second child, and welcoming her again living with us so my children could enjoy her presence as well. This is the reason why they also need to be able to talk about her to me, because they remember a lot of things. They still have those feelings inside of them, and they need to express them. So by reliving them and by allowing myself to fully acknowledge them and welcome them and tell her I was sorry for what I said or for what I did, as I might not have realized the impact my words of my actions had on her. But I told her that I forgave myself, really, truly, sincerely. And I wanted her to know that I blamed her as well for many things, which were very often not her fault, but mine. My perception of situation, my needing, my understanding, my blockages, my fears that I was addressing to her, and by not receiving the reply I was expecting, just understanding that the problem was not her but was me. So I told her that I did blame her, and I did keep for a long time some resentment, but that now I realized I was wrong, and I completely forgave her for whatever. So I was able to tell her that I forgave myself, and I was able to tell her that I forgave her. And I asked her to forgive herself as well. That if she wanted to be as peaceful as I was at that moment, I needed to know that she forgave herself, and I needed to know that she also forgave me. So this discussion happened as I was breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And it lasted for more than an hour. It was very, very intense, and I was crying, and I was having tears of compassion, because we heard a beautiful song about compassion, and I would love to share it with you because it's an amazing song. And I had compassion for all what she did and all what she didn't do for me, and all what she said and all what she didn't say to me, and all the moments we spent together and all the ones we couldn't, as I've been living here in Bali for almost 8 years, and I had to leave her behind because she wouldn't want to come and join me. So it was very powerful. I am not often in those states of being emotional, vulnerable. I'm authentic, but I'm not very often vulnerable, and I felt good. I felt alive. I felt a very massive flow of healing energy was caressing all my chakras and unfolding and being released. And that was absolutely amazing. So yeah, we gave her many names. I called her Mimi. My father used to call her Pats. Her name was Ursula. She also had the nickname of Chuleta. But it doesn't matter which nickname she was best living with. All those names were names and ways for us to give her love and acknowledge her beauty. She was a very, very beautiful lady. Her kindness, her care, and her power. So the breathwork is over. I'm the last one here in the room, but I wanted to share this with you now because I didn't want any other event to interfere with this feeling. And as it is quite seldom that I feel those feelings, I thought it was worth keeping a good memory of it and sharing it with you. I hope you all had a beautiful day and that you will feel the amazing, very soothing, but still revigorating, I don't know if you say invigorating energy that I'm feeling right now. And as I was breathing, I could feel my energy surrounding me everywhere, from feet to hair, shoulder, hands, and really a flow as a dance, as it was a dance, going in. So I was breathing in all those souvenirs, breathing in her love and her forgiveness. And I was sometimes releasing what no longer served me, and sometimes I was releasing for her all my love and all my forgiveness and all my understanding and the gratitude I had towards her, telling her how thankful I was, and I still am, for having taken care of me so well and for having spent all her life loving me. And that's what I want you to feel as well. The love from anyone close to you or not, but the love of someone loving you unconditionally. Sending you love and light from Bali. I wish you a beautiful afternoon. Take care.